All right, tonight we are having chicken Parmesan sliders. The ingredients that you'll need is chicken nuggets. So you'll need 12 chicken nuggets. Hawaiian rolls, you'll need 12 of those. Marinara or your favorite pasta sauce. Parmesan cheese, garlic powder and Italian seasoning, mozzarella slices, and butter. Step 1 is to preheat your oven, and you're going to cook your chicken nuggets according to the package instructions. Mine is for 400 degrees and this recipe calls for 12, but I did add a few more extras. For these chicken nuggets, the instructions say to cook at a temperature of 400 for 11 to 13 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and put these in at 11 minutes because these will be going back in the oven again later. While I'm waiting for my chicken nuggets to cook, I have melted 1/4 cup of butter, which is 4 tablespoons, with 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning and 1 teaspoon of garlic seasoning. So I melted the butter first and then I added those seasonings and I whisked those together. That's going to be the topping for later. Next, I'm going to slice my rolls horizontally all the way through to the other side without separating the rolls. So we're going to have a bottom layer and a top layer. So I'm just going to go right through the middle and slice those through horizontal. It's important to note that I'm using a serrated knife or a butter knife when doing this. So again, you're going to have a top layer and a bottom layer, so it should look like this. So you'll see here I have my bottom layer and then I have my top layer. This is what it should look like. You're going to put your bottom layer on a separate baking sheet. And once the chicken nuggets are fully cooked, we're going to take them out and put them on the bottom row of the layer of rolls. And then we will bake those for about 3 minutes. And we do that because we don't want the sandwiches to get soggy once we put that pasta sauce on it. So we're only going to cook that for 3 minutes. Once that's done, we'll put the top layer on with the cheese and all the other goodness and bake it for a little bit longer. Okay, so now we have the chicken nuggets out of the oven. I'm going to bump my oven down now to 350 degrees. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place the cooked chicken nugget on each roll. You're going to have 1 chicken nugget per each Hawaiian roll. And again, what we're going to do next is we're going to cook these back in the oven at a temperature of 350 for 3 minutes. And we're doing that so the bottoms of the rolls do not get soaked or soggy once we add the marinara or pasta sauce. Okay, we are now getting ready to put these back in the oven for 3 minutes at a temperature of 350. Okay, our bottom layer is out of the oven. We cooked our Hawaiian rolls and chicken nuggets for an additional 3 minutes. Our next step is to be adding the sauce on top of each chicken nugget. The recipe calls for 1 cup. What I recommend that you do is put it in a cup and then you're going to spoon it on each chicken nugget. You don't want it to get soggy. And I'm speaking from experience here. So I'm just putting a spoonful on each chicken nugget. As you can see, we did not quite use the full cup, but what I recommend that you do once these sandwiches are done, you can heat up that extra marinara sauce and dip your little sandwiches in those if you'd like. Okay, so our next step is to add the mozzarella cheese on top of these. You're going to want 6 to 12 mozzarella slices depending on the size. You can cut it up, but you're going to want enough to feed 12 sandwiches. So it just depends on your slice, the size of your cheese. And I'm going to show you how I do mine. The reason I said 6 For 12 of these, you'll see that one slice is covering 2 sandwiches. But again, to each his own. You can certainly cut up your cheese if you want as well. Okay, this is what mine looks like. Now we are ready to add the top layer that we sliced off earlier of the Hawaiian rolls. We're going to place those right on top. We are now ready to put the butter mixture on the top of the rolls that we melted earlier. Again, this is 4 tablespoons of melted butter with 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder added to the melted butter. We're just going to brush that on the top of these. Let me just say, these smell amazing, and we're not done yet. We're going to add some Parmesan cheese now. Our last ingredient that we're going to add is 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, and we're going to add that to the tops. Would not be Parmesan chicken sliders without the Parmesan. All right, so last but not least, we are going to cover this now with foil, and we're going to bake it for 15 minutes. Okay, these have now come out of the oven, and this is what it looks like. These are ready to be cut and served. Look at that cheesy goodness. All right, I got my favorite taste tester over here, and he's going to check it out for us. What do you think, buddy?
It's so good.
There you have it, folks. Parmesan chicken sliders for the win.
I can have this for lunch and dinner.